Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a story that's going to grab you right from the start. A tale that proves heroism can show up in the most unexpected places and from the most unexpected people. You know, sometimes the kindest hearts beat under the toughest exteriors, and this story is a perfect example. It was one of those sleepy, heavy afternoon days, the kind where the sun just hangs in the sky, making everything feel still and quiet. But that stillness was about to be shattered for a little boy standing on the edge of a sidewalk. His small hands trembled, his eyes were red and swollen. A gray hoodie hung loose on his small frame, his jeans scuffed, and his shoes, they were dusty. Like he'd been running for a very long time. Across the street 5 motorcycles gleamed, their chrome catching the brutal afternoon light. 6 men stood there, a silent, imposing presence. Leather vests, tattoos peeking from under sleeves. Heavy boots planted firmly on the asphalt. They watched the boy, just watched. The boy's lips trembled. A whisper, barely audible, escaped him. "They took my sister." His voice cracked, a sound that could break your heart into a million pieces. Then, the tallest of the men moved. He was broad-shouldered, with arms inked with stories untold, and a scar etched down his jaw. He crouched down, bringing himself to the boy's level, his eyes steady, unwavering. "Start from the beginning," he said, his voice a low rumble, and the boy did. He told them everything. How a dark van had stopped near the park, how 2 men had grabbed his sister. How he had screamed and run after them, his little legs pumping as fast as they could go. But no one had stopped, no one had cared. The words tumbled out, laced with fear and a deep gut-wrenching helplessness. The man stood slowly, his jaw tightening, his gaze sweeping over his brothers, who remained silent, their faces unreadable. He looked at them, just once. The message was clear. We ride. Suddenly the quiet was gone. Engines roared to life, a symphony of power and intent, shaking the very air. The boy, still blinking through his tears, was gently lifted onto the man's bike, secured tight. His small hands instinctively gripped the man's leather vest, clutching the patch that read, of all things, Hell's Angels. And then they were off. They tore down the streets like a storm unleashed. Wind whipped at their faces. Engines thundered through traffic, drowning out the city's usual drone. People stopped, stared, their expressions a mix of surprise and apprehension. But the boy? His eyes were wide, yes, but not with fear. No, his eyes were filled with a dawning, powerful hope. Mid-ride, a phone call came through. A rough voice on the other end. A black van. Route 9, near the old docks. The man nodded once, a grim confirmation, then revved harder. The group moved as one, curving through the city like a pack of predators, knowing every shadow, every shortcut. They were on a mission. At the docks, the engines finally fell silent. The sudden quiet was almost deafening after the thunderous roar. A black van sat near a warehouse, one door ajar, an ominous invitation.
Ow.
The man stepped forward, hand raised, a silent command. Without a word, the others spread out, forming a perimeter. Then, a muffled cry. From inside the van, 2 men appeared, startled, one holding a crowbar. But before he could even think to move, the biker was on him, slamming him against the van with a force that left no doubt about his intent. "Wrong day," he muttered, a low growl. The second man tried to run, but he didn't get far. Another biker tackled him, preventing his escape. The leader yanked open the back door of the van. Inside, a little girl, bound, shaking with terror. He quickly cut her ropes, his voice surprisingly gentle, low. "You're safe now." She looked at him, disbelief warring with relief in her tear-streaked eyes. Her brother, seeing her, ran forward, throwing his arms around her, holding her like he would never, ever let go. For a long moment, no one spoke. The formidable biker stood back, a silent, imposing guard, watching the 2 children reunite in the dappled sunlight. The distant wail of police sirens grew closer, a stark reminder of the world they'd just plunged through. The man stepped back, raising his hands slightly, a gesture of known resistance. No words were needed. The officers rushed past the bikers, their focus solely on the now safe children. Moments later, the mother arrived, breathless, her face etched with terror and relief. She fell to her knees, clutching her kids, her silent sobs of gratitude a powerful counterpoint to the earlier chaos. She looked at the men, tears blurring her vision, whispering thanks they couldn't hear over the low rumble of engines starting again. The man looked once more at the boy, who, through his mother's arms, waved, and then the bikers rode away, their shadows long against the pavement, disappearing as quickly as they had arrived. Later, as the sun began its descent, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, the bikes stood parked in a line. The men sat quiet, heads low, the dying light casting a golden glow on their worn faces. The leader leaned back, eyes closed, undoubtedly remembering that trembling voice that had started it all. "They took my sister." A faint smile touched his lips. "Kindness, you see, doesn't always wear a halo. Sometimes it wears leather." This story really makes you think, doesn't it? It's a powerful reminder that we shouldn't judge a book by its cover or a hero by their outward appearance. Real compassion, true bravery can come from absolutely anywhere. If this incredible story touched your heart, please give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Kindness of World for more inspiring tales. And I really want to hear from you in the comments below. What would *U* have done if you were in Ryder S' place? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.